Hello, beautiful people. I am so excited for this episode of Business Diaries because I just had a few big aha moments and I'm so excited to share them with you. Okay, so this past week was a little cattywampus for me as far as my routine and just like living my life, right? And we had a holiday, we had Thanksgiving, and I don't know, it was just off, but I'm really thankful that it was off because as a result, I just had some downtime and I could think. I had a ton of things that I wanted to accomplish throughout the week. You could totally check those out because I keep track of them here. Each week I release a video on my goals and how I am progressing with them and accomplishing them. But I chose not to hit the ground running and go super hard with my goals. Instead, I just chose to kind of woosah, take a deep breath, relax, and really just take care of myself. And I am so happy that I did. So happy. I'm super happy about it because I got so much clarity about really who my target audience is. And I think I have such a heart to help the next generation not make the mistakes that I've made or that a lot of people in my generation have made. Because I feel like if you're a millennial, not all, but a good majority, we're just fed so many different lies in so many different areas that we're like, now, what, the French toast? We were just lied to, right? And so I am like, let me help the next generation not do that. And the truth is, I realized it's not about necessarily just the next generation. It's really about a group of people that want more, right? And I just had this epiphany. It's not the next generation. It really is for any person that wants to live their life with intention, that wants to create generational wealth, and that wants to become the best version of themselves. All three of those things take work, and all three of those things are going to require knowledge and a skill set that just isn't taught in school. It's just not. And it's not taught in school because if a person lives their life with intention, then there is the odd chance, not odd, but a great chance that corporate America would not function the way that it is, which means that how things are politically wouldn't happen, how things are in the Western world with the Western economy wouldn't happen because there would be more people living a life with intention and economically sustainable. The other one, generational wealth, which is so my jam, I love it. It takes a lot of work, but there's more that goes into it, I think, than what people assume. I think when people think about generational wealth, if they know what it is and they're familiar with it, they think of the Rothschilds, the Vanderbilts, the Carnegies, and some of them are good examples. Some of them are good examples of what not to do. But those are for people who have really studied money and finance and wealth specifically. And then there are people that think being wealthy or being rich are the same thing. They're not. And then there are people also that think that, if you have really flashy things, so a new car, lots of jewelry, a big house, those are the things that are evidence that you are wealthy or that you have generational wealth. And that cannot be further from the truth. Generational wealth is so incredible and amazing, but it takes a lot of intention. You have to be very intentional and you have to be very diligent when it comes to creating generational wealth. And I think personally it is so powerful, but it just is not common. And it's not something that you see on the gram. It's not something that's portrayed in TV and movie series all the time. Sometimes it is, but that's a whole different conversation. Anyway, but generational wealth is how regardless of what is going on in the world, regardless of who the current superpower is, regardless of the changes that are happening, generational wealth ensures that an individual and their future generations are able to withstand that, and not just out of luck, not just out of they and compromising themselves or their values or their spiritual beliefs, but it's like, no, actually we can afford to stay true to who we are, stay true to what we believe, and position ourselves in a really good way. Like, I love it, and I'm so amped about it. And I think the more that we talk about it, the better it is, and the more people are, I just know people just don't know that they don't know about this, and we need to talk about it and make it a thing. I'm kind of over the Jordans and the kicks. I want to talk about creating wealth that lasts generations. Anyway, and I know that there are other people out there like me. They just don't know where to start, and there's a lack of information and resources that's not boring, that's not overwhelming, that's not like, you know what I mean? And so my goal is to create those tools and resources to help people at least point them in the right direction so that they can start doing their own research and making the decisions that are best for themselves and their family. The final group of people that are my people, my people, are people that want to become the best versions of themselves. Again, this isn't something that is necessarily super easy or common, but I know that there are so many people out in the world that want this. And I know it just because of the mindset. It takes people wanting more and knowing that they're called for more. People know that they are capable of more, and they have this desire. And I think it's every individual, in my personal opinion, has this desire. And it's a matter of if you're going to put in the work to become the best version of yourself. And I want to help equip people on that journey. I am not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a financial expert. But what I do know is the lessons that I've learned from life. What I do know are the lessons that my mentors have taught me. And what I do know is I am able to provide tools and resources that are going to help whoever it is that wants to become the best version of themselves. I'm so amped, guys. Oh, I'm so amped. Also this week, I had a really big, another kind of like aha moment. And that moment was that I need to persist and move forward, even when things don't necessarily make sense, even when things are, like when those voices come in your head. I can't be the only one where like you have these thoughts that go through your head. And it's like, why am I doing this? Like, what's the point? I'm not really having an impact. They're like all these, negative thoughts. And what I realized is two things. One, none of those are true, right? Where's the lie? All of those were lies. That was the first thing. And then the second thing that I realized is that what I'm doing is it's uncommon, right? It doesn't fit the mold. It definitely doesn't fit the mold for like Instagram and the algorithm and all of that stuff. It doesn't fit the mold when it comes to like, this is, when you look at like experts and like these teachers and coaches and things that have to do with the online space, they all kind of give the same advice. And it's not that that doesn't work. It does. Clearly it works. But in a previous Business Diaries video, I talked about how I didn't want to get hoodwinked. I don't think that's how I said it, but I was like, I don't want to sign up for a program to sign up for a program and not have it actually give me what I want. And I didn't know how to articulate it very well. But what it comes down to, I believe, and what I had this aha moment on, is that there's a lot of expert advice going around and a lot of people selling a lot of things, but that what I need to do is really just do what God told me to do, because he's like, hello, he's God, he like created the universe and all that. I think when he tells me to do something, that's probably a good idea. And in me trusting God and doing what he is telling me to do, I know that everything else is going to line up, because this is my purpose. This is one of the things that God has put on my heart that has been there for years. And so now it's time to execute and like actually bring these things, these seeds to the surface, and it is going to be so legit. Anyway, I said all of that to say that I'm going to shut out all the negativity. I'm not going to do things like everybody else. I'm going to do things how God is telling me to do them. And I am going to create and produce a lot of tools and resources to help you guys and to help other people all over the world. And I am so excited. Thanks for watching this episode of Business Diaries. Yes, I'm jazzed. Stay tuned because I feel like there are going to be many more with a lot more information and behind the scenes of building this business, like actually building a legitimate, long-term, impactful business. And I'm so excited.